Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Rayelle, and if you enjoy this video, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Today I am doing a how-to video, and before I go into my video, I thought it was very appropriate if I were to talk about the whole Black Lives Matter movement. The reason I'm doing this is because I feel super weird ignoring what's going on in our world right now and just posting a YouTube video unrelated to that. So to give a little short and sweet comment on the matter on my end, one thing I will say is if you are white, please don't make a comment on how people are deciding to protest. It is not fair for you to put your opinion out there when you don't even know the anger that these people are feeling. You can't even comprehend what it's like to be targeted the way that they are targeted. So please, for the love of God, stop posting. I don't think rioting is the answer. I don't think looting is the answer. It doesn't matter what you think the answer is. I can't even remember what I was talking about because I just got really interrupted. But if you are not part of the Black community, if you are not Black, you should not be allowed to give your opinion on how they decide to protest. Because let me tell you something, they tried doing the peaceful way. They tried protesting the peaceful route, and people, mostly in the white community, bashed them and considered it disrespectful to the military. What's disrespectful is that they don't have the freedom that white people do. They don't have the freedom to go into certain environments without being looked at funny. They don't have the same privileges that white people do. And it's awful that it takes this much to be heard. It's awful that our world has to go up into flames and things have to be damaged and people have to get hurt. But nobody is listening. Nobody is fixing the issue. A guy was just killed. He was just killed, begging to be let up for air. Imagine someone of your community going through that. This whole situation makes me so upset. I'm genuinely angry at the United States right now. I'm angry that police brutality has gone on for this long and has happened so many times, and that it still hasn't been fixed. To wrap up what I'm saying, if you are so blind to what's going on and you are staying silent on the matter and not fighting with them, then you're just as bad as the cops. You're just as bad as the guy that killed George Floyd. Silence doesn't make you a good person. Silence makes you weak. Silence is disrespectful to anyone that's trying to be heard. I'm not one to talk about personal opinions on my YouTube channel or anywhere on social media, whether that's dealing with my political choices or things like that, but this is bigger than that. This isn't something where I feel comfortable not speaking. And the fact that some people are uncomfortable without speaking and without supporting those in the Black community just shows how, I don't even know the word, fucked up, sad, racist. This is bigger than a protest. This has been going on for years now. Years of protesting, years of trying to be heard. And now everyone's in shock that people are rioting and looting. Why are you in shock? What are you surprised about? That they had to take it this far? Okay, so enough about that. I'm sorry, I just got super heated for a second. I just feel like it's a very appropriate thing to at least mention before I go into making the rest of my videos. So, to get started into my video, I want to talk about how to get over a breakup. So, this is a video that I chose to do because recently my boyfriend and I broke up. And if you go back in my old videos, you can see him in my boyfriend tag and the I cut my boyfriend's hair video. Yeah, that's over. And it's been about a week now, and it's been rough. It's definitely been rough. And as I sit here, freshly single, I have noticed that many other people are going through breakups. Not just me. There's celebrities. There's my friends. Ever since quarantine has started to uplift again, and even though we're gonna probably be going back into quarantine soon, couples are breaking up. And I don't know if it's just because summertime is here, or if there's something in the air other than coronavirus, or what. But I thought this would be a very interesting video on how to get over your boyfriend or your girlfriend. I'm most likely going to be talking about girls on my end because I am a girl, and it's easiest for me to talk about how girls feel during breakups, whether that's having a girlfriend or having a boyfriend. First things first, it doesn't matter how you guys broke up. It doesn't matter if it was a fight, if it was mutual, if it was you doing the breaking up with. What matters is that it's over. It's over, and you need to learn how to move on from that person. You need to learn how to start to become your own person again. Because when two people intertwine, they become one. And when that's taken away, what are you left with? You're left with heartbreak. You're left with tears. You're left with feeling like your world is ending, especially if you were in love with that person and you had seen a future with them. It's hard accepting that that relationship is over. And a lot of the times girls would be like, I want him back. I don't want to be going through this, because girls rather take the easy way out and get back into the toxic relationship rather than deal with the heartbreak right then and there, because the heartbreak freaking hurts. It hurts. So first things first, I would like you guys to take them off of social media. I know, trust me, I know. Blocking sucks. And you want so desperately to know what they're doing, to know if they're moving on, to know if they're having fun, to know who they're talking to know if they're back on Tinder. But you don't want to know, because when you see it, it's just going to hurt that much more that you're in bed crying while he or she is out and about with their friends and having a good time and moving on. So first things first, in order to get over your ex quickly, take them off of social media. You don't want to see it. Be strong. Be strong enough to take them off of social media, because let me tell you something right now, you're not strong. You want to be strong, but you're super weak right now. So one of the things that you can take control of and do is something as little as turn it off. Take them off of social media. Do whatever you need to do. Another thing that I felt that was very helpful is pictures. Pictures and contact name. So I'm a huge picture hoarder personally. So for me, as soon as my ex and I broke up, I decided to delete all the pictures and keep them in my recently deleted. And they stay there for 30 days. They're still in my recently deleted. So 30 days from now, if I remember and if those pictures really mean that much to me, I'll go back and I'll save them, but not until I'm ready. I have 30 days to be ready. But until then, I'm gonna leave them there and not look at them every time I go to look at my camera roll for whatever reason. Contact name. I changed my ex's contact name to an abbreviation that I felt was personal for me. You can do things that will help you with your anger. You can do things that help you with your sadness. For example, I made his "He Doesn't Deserve You" HDDY. I did this so every time I look at my phone or every time he were to text me, a rushing of memories doesn't come back. I can immediately remind myself, he doesn't deserve you. Before I read anything, before I see anything else, I see my HDDY. He does not deserve you. So for me, that helped a lot, because when I kept his his contact name as his regular name, I would think about the good things. Everyone can't help but think about the good things when they break up with someone, or if they were to break up with you. You can't help it. That's all you want to think about, because that's what you miss. In the moment, you miss him or her, and you miss what you guys had. So to avoid those memories from rushing back, change the name. Change the name. I don't think you should have to block their number. I don't think that's appropriate unless you really feel like you need to. I personally have a very hard time of blocking people out of my life, so I don't like to block people unless they're a danger to me in some shape or form. But yeah, no, I don't block. So I changed his contact name, and I also removed our contact photo. Day 1 and day 2 and day 3, and if you need day 4 and day 5, cry. Just cry. You distracting yourself and trying to do things to not think about it will not make you feel better down the road. I will tell you one thing, I had 2 real breakups, and the one before this one, I avoided crying. I tried everything in my power to be distracted and do things that will make me not cry, whether that was going out and seeing people or going out and drinking or doing whatever. And then 3 months down the road, it hit me like a truck. 3 months after our breakup, I just got bamboozled with tears and emotions and missing him and everything, and it sucked. It sucked because 3 months later, he didn't feel bad for me. He had already went through the crying. He had already moved on from me. He had already gotten over the breakup. And on my hand, I had just started. And I felt like stupid, and I felt like crazy. I'm like, how could I be feeling this now when I didn't feel this before? It doesn't make any sense. So I will say, just cry. Cry till you have no more tears left to cry. It really, really does suck being that upset in the moment, and you're hyperventilating and your head hurts and you don't have an appetite, or maybe you have too big of an appetite. But on my end, I had no appetite. I ended up losing 5 pounds within a week because of my breakup, because I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to get out of bed. I just wanted to sit there and cry, which is what I did. And now I am on day 7 of my breakup. And guys, I honestly feel amazing. I never have felt so successful after a breakup. I'm making a YouTube video and talking about it without breaking out into tears. Now, for phase 2, I am now in the self-love phase. So one thing I do have to say is don't skip the self-love phase. Do things for yourself. Love yourself before you can love someone else, because I promise you, just relying on someone else to love you and you not loving yourself, it's so unhealthy. It's so unhealthy to be that dependent on someone to make you happy and make you feel loved. You need to make yourself feel loved. Whether that's doing your hair and makeup and taking cute selfies and reading a book. Reading a book is very therapeutic. I just started this book called Where the Crawdads Sing, and it's really good. And if you guys are looking for a nice mystery murder book, then that's a very good book to read. And it's helped me become in tune with myself and do something that I enjoy. I hate reading, but I enjoy being in my own little space. And reading allows me to do that. Everyone leaves you alone when you have a book in your hand. Like, they don't want to interrupt your book. So another thing I did is I have a journal, and ever since my breakup, I've been writing in it a lot more, almost every day. And that allows me to put all my feelings somewhere else other than keeping them in my head or ranting to someone else or trying to get him to help me with my feelings even though he's not my boyfriend anymore. Get a journal. A journal allows you to just lay it all out there. And you don't even have to go back and read it. Just write it down. Write down how you're feeling. It makes you feel so like something's been lifted off of you. Something's been expressed. And for more self-love tips, do face masks. Start a YouTube channel since you've always wanted to do one. Do anything that you've always said that you were going to do but always made an excuse on why you couldn't. Start it now. Do it today. Do it now. Do it right now. Whether it was starting a new Netflix show that you've always been wanting to watch, or wanting to get back into better shape, or wanting to dye your hair, or wanting to get better at makeup, or anything that you haven't been able to do. Whether it was because you haven't had time, or you're just genuinely lazy like me, or anything. Do it now. Do it today. Do it right now. Well, not right now. After you go through phase 1. And then do it. Phase 3. So phase 3 is the moving on phase in my book. Phase 3 is after you've cried every tear that you can cry, and you have not spoken to the other person in a decently long time, and you have learned to love yourself again, or love yourself for the first time, and you're in a very good mental state where you start looking at your social life again. You hang out with your friends, you become more distracted, you are ready to start dating again, you are ready to be out in the world again. Phase 3 is when you know you've made it. You're like, wow, I'm happy again. I am feeling great. And a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, or a few days ago, I thought I was never gonna get through it, but here I am, phase 3. I am moving on, I'm dating other people, I am feeling great about myself. I am ready to love someone again. And a few things that you guys should not do while dealing with your breakup is don't text them, don't call them. Trust me, especially if you just got out of a relationship with a boy. They have totally different ways of dealing with breakups, and they don't care. They don't want to hear you crying. They don't want to hear your begging, hear your apologies. They don't. And one thing that I did to help me get through my breakup is I started marking down X's in my agenda book to show how many days I had gone without contacting my ex. And it's very nice to see physical evidence that you have been progressing emotionally. Do not talk to them. They don't care. They broke up with you for a reason. You broke up with them for a reason. It is done. There's no going back. Because going back to an old relationship when you both haven't had time to heal or learn what it's been like to be on your own again is not good. It's not good for either of you. It's different if it's years down the road and you still have love for that person and whatever, and you think you can go back to them. That's totally different. But going back to each other with weeks, maybe like a month or 2 apart, it's not healthy, and it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. The best thing you can do for yourself and for that other person is to move on. Be who you've always wanted to be. Be that person that's happy with the skin that they're in, because no matter what, the only thing that we ever have that will never be taken away from us ever is our own flesh, our own skin, our own physical appearance. That we can change as much as we love. That we can do something about. That will never be taken away from us. So make sure you love the flesh that you're in before you open up your heart and make room for someone else. So to recap on what I said, get rid of them off of social media. Change their contact name. Delete their pictures, even if it's not for good. Cry until you have no more left to cry. Do things for yourself again and learn to love yourself again. And then when you're ready, go out and be distracted by friends and family. Even if that going out phase isn't about dating new people because you're still not ready for that, go out, be around people that make you happy, laugh, and be yourself again, your natural self again. Don't continue to be depressed in your room and think about how lonely you are, because you're not lonely. You have friends, you have family, you have people to turn to. So use that to your advantage. So to wrap up this video, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Again, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!